has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free.
Okay, next question.
I'm a horse football coach right now.
You know, it got shoved up. It got shoved.
And now for the concerns. The fun part. Nikki, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, if he's watched the last 3 years,
That's
but
it.
this is year two This is year two. We're expecting everything to get better, but like, what if these guys just aren't that good? Then it could get ugly pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, again, you see where some of these players are coming from. Not to get too into the weeds of where, because that might be a little miss the vis coming up. But like, I mean, they're coming from like Davenport and like, I mean, just schools that you've never heard of. They're not really coming. We just don't have a very talented team in some areas. Going to be just a lot of gym class heroes, try hard, which I love. That can work sometimes, but the board is not totally stacked in our favor that way.
Yeah, on paper, it's not a team that's going to wow anybody. Certain positions, I think, but I think there's other positions where you're not going to be too impressed, especially for like those national writers. Travis?
Yeah. Well, first off, I thought of another reason for optimism real quick. This coaching staff does not seem to be afraid to pull somebody off the field that isn't performing. So
Agreed.
There could be a lot of, even under D'Antonio, he was sometimes guilty of putting too many of the older guys out there when younger guys were better and could have been putting out there. So you could see some of those young guys jumping in and contributing right away. In terms of concerns, we kind of hit on what my biggest one was earlier, which was the kicking game. It's
concerning.
That bad. It's I mean, we went into it. We have 3 kickers on the roster. One of them I don't think was on the roster earlier this offseason. None of them have kicked in a Division I football game. Well, Tarek might have once or twice, but it's pretty brutal out there. You're a week away and you have no idea who your kicker is. I mean, you have multiple kickers, then you have none. In this case, we have none and we have none. So,
all right, lining up the extra point unit. Hey, where the hell's the kicker?
Yeah, they're going for 2 again.
And we're waving up. We're waving up to the hospital in Iowa, and they're 3 kickers.
The drop off from going to Jonathan Kim, who basically once we got past the 50, we were almost in range. To now, it's like okay, now we literally don't know who can make a field goal. Yeah, for me, it's the defense as a whole. I first of all, I'm so scarred. Nikki, you mentioned have you watched the past 3 years? I'm so scarred for the defensive backs performance the past 3 years. I mean, it's hard. You could tell me all the beat writers and everyone could be saying the defensive backs look so good, and I still would not be buying in. So when I hear there's still question marks, that just notches up my concern level. The pass rush again, I'm concerned about that. I'm hearing nice things, and that's great, but I need to see it. I mean, that stretch without a sack last year was brutal, and it's not like they brought anyone in that is a total game changer at that position, to my knowledge. Obviously I'm not sitting and watching the practices, but I like Jalen Thompson, and I think this is a year that he could step forward, or take a step forward. But that's just one guy. So that is a concern. And then I think the linebackers, I feel good there. So really, it's just the defensive line and the defensive backs. Like if you can't put pressure on the quarterback, that's going to put a lot of stress on the defensive backs. And if they're not good, then we could see some serious problems.
Yeah, I mean, and we kind of need to make sure we have a linebacker that can cover too. Watching Cal Halliday drop into coverage the past 3 years is scarring.
Yeah. Yes, we'll see what happens there. I think the running backs, as as happy as I am to hear that 2 have emerged, that just means that they're the best that we have.
Yeah.
I think that there's talent, but in both of them, especially like from what you read from the recruiting sites and everything. So I think there's an excitement level to see what they have, but also there's not a ton of experience there, which I do think, it's nice to have Todd Tolliver, who is a guy that has a lot of experience, obviously not in the Big Ten. But, that's just we'll see what happens. But I'd be lying if I'd say it was a concern. Having said that, I think having the weapons in the passing game helps that out a lot, right? That could diminish some of the weaknesses in the running game. If defenses are having to defend against the pass, could open up the running game a little bit, and hopefully, help those guys have a good season. Because I miss the years of good running games. I mean, how many times on 4th and 1 have we not been able to pick up a first down? And that's another thing.
Lost count. Yeah.
The only team in the world that can't do the tush push. Like,
oh my gosh, it's
like the one time they tried it was pathetic too.
It's honestly, that's something I can't fucking deal with again. Like the 4th and 1, like you got to pick that up. Like, look, I know they're not going to get every single one, but if it's like FAU week 1, like we got to pick up the first down. Like this is a yard.
Well, I mean, they tried the tush push the one time with a 180-pound quarterback and wide receivers pushing them. Like,
yeah,
come on.
Right. Yeah, let's try and do it the right way. But yeah, then I think the last thing I have concerns. I think the road games, while they're like I mentioned, we have Michigan and Penn State at home. That's great. The toughest opponents are at home, but there's some tough road games. I mean, USC early on, Iowa later in the season. It's going to be at night. Nebraska, Indiana. It's not an easy road schedule. I think they'll win some, and they'll lose some. I don't know, what it's gonna look like late in the year, but that USC game I think is a big one. I think that could really set the tone, but we'll see. Obviously health is always a concern too in East Lansing. But yeah, I don't know. It's like the teams when you look at on the road, it's like, okay, we could beat them, but
that's no road game.
I mean, after the past 3 years, I don't think we can necessarily say that like we're guaranteed to beat anyone besides like those first couple games. So we'll see. I think as easy as the schedule is, there are some concerning games, and like we've seen this team snowball, and it's like if it gets bad again, I just hope the leadership is better this year to keep the trains on the tracks. And that, like the early loss on the road to USC does not kill the season. It might be disappointing, but like,
it's nice that there's a bye after that too.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, absolutely. Anything else we missed? I mean, I think we touched on them all. I mean, probably could go on about concerns all day if I'm being honest, because the more I talk about one concern, then I bring up another concern, and then I think of another concern.
Yeah. Again, this is such a prove-it team. Like, really everything is a concern unless you have faith.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
It's
true. I mean, Tyler could also just not be good. I think he's going to be really good, but he could also just not be good. And that we're not really taking the next step. And I mean, then
that'd be bad.
Then we're done. Like,
Host.
One of the things I just thought of, not related to concerns, going back to that Graham Couch article, he hinted that John Smith mentioned that he was talking about the Michigan game, and he started talking about how the arrogance. He was talking about that sucker, and he just was. I guess he said something related to like the arrogance of that team. Just got him going, and I was like, finally, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, you could see the dark side. He's turning to the dark side, and that hate is just building in him.
It's gonna explode.
I
can't wait. I hope he runs up the score if we're putting a beating on him this year.
Absolutely.